Thank you for tuning in. This is an original horror story unique to this channel, so if you like it, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. This story is called What's Following Me Up the Stairs? Let's get started. You know how you always get the fear that something's following you up the stairs? Maybe that's because something is. The stairs. I stand at the bottom of the basement stairs, looking up towards the top, holding my still warm laundry, the mountain spring scent of dryer sheets invading my nostrils. I place one foot on the bottom stair, as already the hairs on the back of my neck prickle. I continue forward and place the other foot on the next step. Now my peripheral view is cut off. If I want to see what's in the basement, I have to turn around. Keep going, I tell myself. I glance over my shoulder and bury the bottom of my face into the fresh laundry, taking comfort in the scent and warmth. I'm up the next few steps and I hear a creak. That's just the house settling, I tell myself, shaking my head. I consider running, but that always feels worse, like triggering a hunter to chase its prey. I grab onto the smooth wooden railing. I'm only about halfway up the stairs. I check behind me again. At the bottom of the stairs, the basement opens into one large dark room about the size of one half of a tennis court, with a cement floor and exposed ceiling. It's hard to make out anything for sure in this level of light. But wait, about 15 feet away. Is that an eye watching me? A shadow? I correct myself. No, just an illusion. Don't pay it any attention. 5 feet from the top, I can't handle it anymore. I sprint up the stairs, jerk open the door, and slam it behind me. Was there someone at the bottom of the stairs? Maybe just a silhouette? The door remains shut, and over the sound of my own panting and pounding heart, I don't hear anything following me. I loosen my grip on my clothes and head upstairs to put them away. I've lived in other houses with unfinished basements, and I've gone up rickety old steps more times than I can count, but this house is different. I swear I'm not alone in that basement, and that whatever is down there wants to attack when I turn my back. That evening at dinner, my husband and I sit across from each other, munching on mashed potatoes, chicken, and some veggies. I barely taste anything as I treat my mashed potatoes like they're a Zen garden, drawing lines across them in a concise pattern. I try to think of a way to broach the subject of the basement, so I clear my throat and get the conversation rolling with a different subject. How's the job search going? I ask, glancing up at him. He shrugs. I found a few things I like. I'll probably apply to them tomorrow. Sucks there's been so many layoffs lately. He carefully places some potato on top of a bite of chicken and eats both together. I say, then ask the question I actually want to know the answer to. Do our stairs feel off to you? I keep my eyes on my plate and continue to poke at my potatoes. My husband stops mid-chew and tenses his shoulders. He chews a few more times, but slower than usual. He swallows, takes some water. He doesn't say anything for so long that I blurt out, "You feel it too, don't you?" He gently sets his fork down like it might break, watching his own hand do this with great concentration. He takes another sip of water, then a larger drink of wine. His body moves a fraction of an inch farther away from the entrance to the basement. At last he stammers out, I don't know what's going on. Something's not right. He coughs. I reach over and squeeze his hand. He places his on top of mine and squeezes back. Then I go back to playing with my potatoes while I sneak a peek at the basement door every few seconds. Have you seen anything? I ask. No, have you? He says, no longer even trying to eat his dinner. Sometimes I think I smell something, but it always feels like you're not alone, he says, interrupting, and I nod. Like my animal instincts are telling me something is wrong, but I can't hear anything. Sometimes I think I do, but it's like I can't pin it down. Or sometimes I think I see a shadow, but I can't be sure. He smiles. What? I ask, almost sharply. Oh, nothing. I bought some cameras to place down there, see if we catch anything. I wasn't sure if you were experiencing the same things I was, and I didn't want to scare you. You didn't want to sound crazy, you mean? He blushes. Sorry, I say. Thanks for getting the cameras. Let's set them up. Dib's not going in the basement, he says quickly. We're both going in the basement, I say firmly. He pushes back from the table and stands up. We're going right now? I ask. Not like you're eating your mashed potatoes. Those things look more like an art project than food. Might as well get it over with. He walks a few paces and grabs his bag, opens it, and pulls out a cardboard box. Inside the box is a couple of cameras. They're motion activated, he says as he unwraps them. I nod silently, even though he had already looked down to finish unwrapping and misses my gesture. I step closer to him, take one of the cameras, and turn the hard plastic over in my hand. We're really doing this, I think. Taking a breath and still holding one of the cameras in my hand, I hug him. He rubs my back, and without a word, we head towards the basement. Wait a second, he says, then runs a few steps to the closet and pulls out a bat. Just in case, you know. I nod again, wordlessly. With both of us standing in front of the basement door, I quickly open it and turn on the lights. We place one camera on the inside of the basement door, so it will show the entire length of the stairs. The second we put at the bottom of the stairs, facing towards the right side of the basement, and the final one we place on the left side to show that side of the basement. As we set up the camera, I experience a feeling of being watched and judged somehow. Finished, we return to the main floor and then head upstairs for bed. The next day. The following day is Sunday, but we rise early to check the footage. We sit together in bed with our laptop open. The cameras had captured some footage. The first video showed the floor of the basement about 10 feet from the bottom of the stairs crack open and a square panel lifted up. I gasp and speak. I didn't even know that was there. It blends in so well. From the basement floor emerged a tall, skinny man with a large beard. He moved casually past the cameras, carrying my husband's hockey stick. He had one of my husband's baseball caps pulled low over his face, and so hiding it from the camera. We saw him knock the two cameras we had placed at the bottom of the stairs down, and the recordings from those went black. Quickly, we switched to play the recording from the top of the stairs. We see him pick up the cameras he had just knocked down and twisted them in his hands. Unable to break them, he put them in his pocket. Then we watched him climb the stairs and open the door. We both freeze. Barely breathing, I listen, trying to hear any sign that the man was near us. I reach over to grab my phone from the nightstand, but it was missing. My husband's phone was gone too. From the closet, we heard laughter, and the door opened. A man, maybe 25, with dark hair and blue eyes, steps forward. He's still wearing my husband's hat. Next to me, my husband stiffened and put his hand in front of me before saying, "Richard?" "That's right," said Richard, scowling. "You know, we had a good thing going on here till you placed your cameras. I wasn't hurting anything." maybe taking some food now and then, but you guys didn't even notice. And you owe me. You fired me. I did my job, and you fired me. Richard, we had layoffs. I was laid off too. My husband showed his palms. Well, that explains why you're home so much. And your wife, what, does side projects at home? There isn't really anywhere you have to be every day, is there? I bet people wouldn't miss you for a while if you disappeared. He must have read the horror on our face because he added, I'm not going to kill you guys, but I drugged you about 20 minutes ago. Should kick in any second. I'm going to let you spend some time in the basement hiding while I live up here. And that's what he did. Just a few minutes after his speech, we lost consciousness and he must have dragged us down to the basement. We've been living here for 2 weeks now. He gives us food through a small opening in the basement door, but he's bricked up the rest of it so that we cannot open that door any longer. We do laundry, pushing the clean clothes through the same slot. No one can hear us yelling for help, and the windows don't even open. Eventually, he'll have to leave, as people will start to miss us, and maybe somebody will come knocking on our door. What will he do then? Why do I smell smoke right now? Thank you for listening. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe, as that helps me a lot. See you in the next one.